Alcester-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar. Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
Centerville Steakhouse is your top-notch location for the best steaks, burger specials, and more right here in Centerville. Burger specials on Wednesday, Philly and French dip specials on Thursday if available. Friday is prime rib and the best ribs around on Saturday. Open Wednesday and Thursday from 5 to 8:30, Friday and Saturday 5 to 9:30, and Sunday 11 to 1:30. Satisfy your meat cravings at the Centerville Steakhouse.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
Central Farmers Cooperative, Fremar LLC, is an agriculture-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota, for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar. Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimmatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
Welcome to Centerville High School as we get you set for game number 3 of 6 here this afternoon and evening as our next matchup when it comes to the Great Plains Conference Classic features the Burke Cougars taking on the Alcester Hudson Cubs. And so far, it has not been, well, maybe too entertaining games as we bring in my color analysis for game number 3. Spencer Bewley. Spencer, maybe game 1 got a little bit out of hand, a little bit bigger than what we could have thought, but that game number 2, the one we just saw with Corsica Stickney and Gayville Vaughn Raiders, maybe got a little bit bigger than what we expected it to be.
Right. It was pretty competitive, out the gates. It was a close matchup all the way really through, the third quarter. It felt like, Gayville was within striking distance. But, yeah, definitely the lead kind of grew. Knocked the water bottle over. Of course, Candace started hitting some shots and just kind of got on a roll. And they really just, widened that lead, and Gayville was not able to come back from it.
I'm sorry.
We had a slight spill in the studio.
You literally just moved that water. So you said I wouldn't spill it.
And I spilled it.
And you spill it instantly.
Instantly.
Oh, my goodness. It's just water. It's literally on cement. No big deal. But I was chuckling because you said, I can't put this here. I'm going to spill it.
Well, the main worry was that I was going to, we have this ledge in front of us that overlooks the stadium here. And my main worry was that I was going to reach for the water bottle, knock it off the ledge, and potentially hurt someone down below. So I was like, we can't have this water sitting there. I'm going to knock it off. I'm clumsy like that. So I'll put it down low where surely I'm not going to be doing all that much moving, just being a color commentator and working the camera. But first move is to step forward, knock the water bottle over, and commence a spill in the middle of my color analysis. So we're off to a great start here, Heath.
Oof. I got to wipe some tears away.
Heath is crying in the studio. We might have to make a little switch between play-by-play and color here. Maybe Cole will have to step in for Heath. I don't know. We might have to place Heath on IR.
Oh, my. You were just so committed, like, I got to move this. And then just instantly, boom, kick over water. Like I said, it's not a big spill, but just instant kick. All right. Well, that just spilled our pregame show with Spencer explaining how he spills his water. I just can't stop laughing uncontrollably. Burke versus Alcester Hudson. The Cougars come in 5-13 overall. The Alcester Hudson Cubs 6-13 overall. In fact, Alcester Hudson, one of those teams that does wrap up their season coming up for today. Now, again, for the boys' action, don't need to wrap up the season, if you will. They do have all of next week, but a lot of boys' teams do try to make sure they can get all of their games in just in case we're supposed to see more weather come in. And, of course, depends on if the girls are playing home or away games and how that could be affected going into next week. So, as I mentioned, Alcester Hudson will wrap up their season coming up for today. All right, let's meet our starting 5 for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. And for the Burke Cougars, we'll begin with the home team for today. That is the Alcester Hudson. That is the Burke Cougars. Let's actually meet Alcester Hudson first. Their starting 5 will be number 2, Evan Brown. Evan is the 5'9" sophomore guard. Number 5, William Holloway, the 6'4" junior guard. Number 10, Ethan Boville, the 6-foot sophomore guard. Number 30, Jose Tope Lopez, the 5'10" sophomore forward. And finally, number 34, Dominic Van Egram, the 6'4" junior forward for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. For the Burke Cougars, their starting five will be number 10, Reed Benter, the 6'2 junior guard. Number 12, Sawyer Teagan, the 5'10 senior guard. Number 14, Nick Nelson, the 6'2 senior guard. And number 50, Jaden Swan, the 6'3 senior forward. And I did miss one there on my lineup sheet. I believe I missed Bryce Bartling, the other starter, the 5'6 junior guard for the Burke Cougars, as I skipped right over him. So mark him, and we're set and ready to go. Again, game one, it was Avon that beat AC/DC 50-19. In game number two, Corsica Stickney beat Gayville Vollen 65-42. The Burke Cougars will be in their all-white uniforms, numbers and letters that are in navy blue. The Alcester Hudson Cubs will be in their light blue uniforms, numbers and letters that are in gold. As we see a quick three, and this one good for Evan Brown. And that gets the scoring started for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. As the Cougars will come into the front court. Bench not as deep as either for the Cougars, something we'll watch for this evening. This afternoon, and do want to give a special shout out to the Burke Cougars here in just a moment, as they have it, work it back to the top of the key. Again, already trailing 3-0. In the corner, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Try to get inside the lane, kick over. To the top of the key they go with 2 seconds, hoisting up the three. This one is off the mark, but it's going to be an offensive rebound. Back out, the Cougars get it back down at the block. Pick up the dribble, looking for something. Back to the top they go at the elbow. Jumper good. This is Bright Bartling who gets the first points for the Burke Cougars on a second attempt. By the way, I was a Cougar myself back in the state of Iowa. Our colors were also navy blue, white if you will. But we did have a little bit of gray and also specialized in orange as well. So it's navy blue, orange, and gray. But I like what the Cougars have out there. It's kind of what our familiar look was when I was in high school. I just want to give that a shout out. They also had a Cougar logo. We just had our school letters. That was uncool for the logo. Nonetheless, I'm off my high chair. 3-2. 6:42. First quarter. Spencer, what was your mascot?
My mascot in high school?
Yeah.
The Broncos. We were navy blue, red, and white.
Okay.
So I've had a
so
lot
America.
of red. Yes, America. Absolutely. Had a lot of red in my career. My club was red for pole vault. Obviously, USD's red. High school was red, so lots of red.
Can't get the shot to go that time was Jose, but he'll head to the free throw line to shoot two as he was fouled. The foul was called on number 50 there, Jaden Swan, so picks up his first. And again, Jose will shoot two free throws. The first one up and is good. You say a club for pole vaulting?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
That is the number one way to get into it. You got to find a track club that, can supply you with all the poles you need. And believe it or not, it is a complicated sport when it comes to resources, and a lot of success in high school depends on resources and how much you can invest into a club and getting the right poles and all that jazz. So it's complicated.
Interesting stuff. Quick foul called against the Alcester Hudson Cubs, who go against Evan Brown, picking up his first team foul. 6:21 first quarter, 5-2. The Cubs have a 3-point lead over the Cougars. Burke with it. Is it controlled by Teagan there. Now hands it off to Nelson. Nelson at the baseline trying to back his way in, and he's going to be fouled. Kind of we saw in that last game as well. A lot of fouls called, and now even to start this first quarter, see a lot more fouls as well. They do call it a shooting foul as well. It's the one called against Holloway, picking up his first personal. And again, two free throws as Nick Nelson will head to the free throw line for the Cougars. 5-2, 6:09. First free throw is up and good.
I think those uniforms are the colors, I guess, paying any tribute to the BYU Cougars. That's my thought. You had navy blue as well, so.
There you go. Never even thought of that. 5-4, 6:04, first quarter. So ours got to play just a little bit more off because we had so much orange in ours.
Right.
Steal, drive the opposite way, almost going out of bounds. No, they say he did go out of bounds that time. Bryce Bartling got the steal, but was kind of lost his footing and couldn't get the layup in time. 5-4, so the Cubs will stay on top, getting this Great Plains Conference clash. Burke coming in 5-13 overall. Alcester Hudson 6-13. Next matchup is Centerville in Scotland, the hometown team, if you will, coming up. Also being into my afternoon as well here with everybody. Jose inside off the glass and good for 2 with his right hand. He quickly has 4 points for the Cubs. He averages just under 10 points a ball game. 3-pointer good. This one is Reed Benter, who averages 20 points a ball game, has his first 3. And again, for these starters, you can see a lot of points, but also, again, we look at Reed, 46% from 2-point land, 40% from 3-point land, so very impressive.
One thing you notice as, these games go on and you start seeing some of the higher seeds play is that shooting percentage, going up. Each game, more and more shots are getting knocked down, open looks aren't being missed, so the day is progressing.
You could certainly say that. The jumper is up this one a little too strong. But, yeah, you mentioned, especially in those first couple of games, sometimes scoring does come what seems like at a premium. And it goes from both teams late in the games or even just to start off games. We look back at the very first game. First quarter, it was 9-4. Both teams kind of struggled to get the offense going. And after that, things started to pick up a little bit more and more as the day went along, but as you mentioned, now starting to see a little bit better of offenses. Seed picking up as well. It's handed off now. Control with Nelson. Nelson has it above his head. Hands it off to Bartling. Get it back now to Reed. Reed inside to Teagan. Teagan, though, is going to lose it away. Tries to get it back, and it's going to go out of bounds as he knocks it out. And it will be Cub basketball as the Cougars still have really yet to get settled down here in this first quarter. 9-7, halfway through the first. Cubs have really held the lead throughout this game. Haven't really been huge, though. As it's now on the wing. They want to get inside to Jose, the big man. They try to force a pass, but it's going to be deflected, stolen away. Cougars into the front court. Reed will make his move. Reed in the lane. Kick back out now. Pick up dribble. Quickly back the opposite way along the wing. Back to Reed once again. Reed, he's guarded closely to the top of the key. Straight away 3. This one off the mark. Rebound offensively, though. Back up. This missed shot. And a couple guys go tumbling over each other. One helps out on the other end, and it's going to go out of bounds. But what a nice gesture there. For the Alcester Hudson Cubs, that was Dominic Van Egdom that took down Bryce Bartling. Instead of just moving the front court, he stopped and helped back up Bryce to get on his feet. So it was just 4-on-4 basketball at that point.
Love to see the sportsmanship, though.
And he just was like, oh, my bad. Didn't mean to tackle you out here. Reed at the free throw line. Work it over to the corner. Now trying to get it inside. Ball goes out of bounds, and they say it's going to be Cub basketball. So, again, we saw both teams kind of get going with offense, but now neither team can really find anything going here in this latter portion of the first quarter.
Seems like on the Cougars side, there's a lot of movement that's off ball, which is what you want to have, but it almost seems like it's a little bit unorganized in a way, kind of more like pick-up basketball style rather than, okay, we're going to have the set plan of off-ball screens at this time in this area. So I think they just got to kind of settle in and maybe draw up some better spacing, and they're going to find a lot more success soon.
Ethan Boville hits a three-pointer. Second 3 of the game for the Alcester Hudson Cubs, and they're up to now a 5-point lead and now quickly stepping out of bounds. Yeah. And they're just going so quick, too. They could slow things down just a half a step if they wanted to.
Right. There's just some unnecessary dribbling, just hold the ball, let the offense work. You don't have to always be moving and off-ball movement's great, but, if you're going to have a lot of off-ball movement, the ball doesn't necessarily have to be moving. So, yeah, just settling in, getting comfortable, and sticking to a game plan.
Now they try to get it in the lane, and a foul call. It'll be called against Dawson York, picking up his first personal, and the second team foul against the Burke Cougars. The Cubs will stack everyone on top of each other, find the open man on the inbound, and the shot is left short off the front of the iron. Good design there, just not the best execution. They get it to Reed. Reed dribbling between the legs. Pull-up jumper, this one goes. Reed Benter now with 5 points in the ball game. Again, as we mentioned, averages just over 20. We're going to need some more offense from him right now. So the Cougars trail by 3 to the Cubs, but it's been a majority of this Cubs the last couple of minutes of the ball game. Now their wing 3, good. Back-to-back threes for Ethan Beauville, scoring-wise for the Alcester Hudson Cubs, and they take a 6-point lead. Shot underneath, block, but a foul called, and the foul will go against Tommy Walth there, picking up his first personal, third team foul. It will result in 2 free throws upcoming for Quinton Bull.
Don't think all the Cubs fans like that call there. It was pretty close, but I think he definitely got a little bit of the arm, but I thought it was majority ball. But
15-9, 125 first quarter. First free throw is off the mark. Yes, that's right. Do have the Cubs fans down right in front of us. A few Burke fans mingled in. Burke fans on the other side as well. Hasn't been any large crowds yet today, but the crowds are getting bigger and bigger. So we head throughout the afternoon. Again, evening games upcoming. Free throw is up, and this one is good for Bull, who has his first point, if you will, of the afternoon along the far side. 5-point lead for the Cubs. Now catch and shoot 3 on that wing. It's off the mark, rebounded by Bull, who didn't really jump in the air. Across the timeline. Benter. They now work it to Bartling. Jumper, the free throw line, off the mark, rebounded by the Cubs. Almost lost it, fight for the basketball. The Cubs will keep it as a man hits the hardwood, but then it's thrown away out of bounds, and he'll give it right back to the Cougars. Alcester Hudson, now they need to slow things down with 44 seconds before end of quarter. Just see if they can't try to build on this lead, but Burke Cougars with the basketball here at the moment, trying to answer back. And it really has been the three-pointers as well for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. They've kind of built this lead. 3 threes for the Cubs here in this first quarter. Benter, he'll shoot the three-pointer, gets it. Reed Benter, now 8 points already in this first quarter. 15-13. Final 15 seconds of this first quarter. Pass over to the far side, back to the top as they have it with Owen Beauville, and now ball is going to be slapped, and they're going to say kicked. And it will stay with Alcester Hudson off the kick ball. Couple substitutions as majority of the starters will check back in. Substitutions made. 6.4. Inbound. Get it right back to the inbounder. Three-pointer is off the mark. Puts an offensive rebound back up. This one missed. Fight for the tip back and nothing doing. And that is the end of quarter number 1 as the Cubs lead it 15-13. So we head to quarter number 2. Comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Centerville Steakhouse is your top-notch location for the best steaks, burger specials, and more right here in Centerville. Burger specials on Wednesday, Philly and French dip specials on Thursday if available. Friday is prime rib and the best ribs around on Saturday. Open Wednesday and Thursday from 5 to 8:30. Friday and Saturday 5 to 9:30, and Sunday 11 to 1:30. Satisfy your meat cravings at the Centerville Steakhouse.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
15-13 as we enter into quarter number 2 with the Alcester Hudson Cubs on top of the Burke Cougars. Burke Cougars have gotten done with 8 points from Reed Benter already in the first quarter. A little bit more spread out scoring. Ethan Boville leads the way for the Alcester Hudson Cubs with 6 points. As the Cougars will begin with the basketball to start this second quarter. Again, what has been a close game throughout. Cubs did build it up, though, to at one point an 7-point lead. But the Cougars came roaring back, and now a 3-pointer from Nick Nelson. Nelson has 5 points, and the Cougars, as I mentioned, just take the lead back. In fact, on a 6-0 run now. Shot blocked away as Jose went up for the shot. Nelson for the Cougars. Work it over to the wing. The drive in. Left it short, the runner. Rebounded. Alcester Hudson. Boville into the lane. Picks up his dribble. Kicks back out. Over to the corner for the Cubs. Switch position. The ball into the perimeter, and it's going to be kicked. And it'll be reset. Stay with the Cubs' second kick ball of the game. As that one was Nelson just sticking out the foot, went right off the top of the laces. Back in on the wing. They want to switch it back over to the opposite side as we see it. Boville now to the top. They control with Holloway. Working it from wing to wing. Now in the coffin corner, far side. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Ball pass, takes a deflection, pick back up. The drive, the floater. This one is off the mark. And ball finally brought in by Benter. Quickly, the Cougars back out to Benter. Benter, the drive at the free throw line, jumper for him. Reed misses, and it's rebounded by the Cubs. And the Cubs quickly push with Holloway into the front court, but then loses it. The dribble in between his legs will go out of bounds, and it will be Cougar basketball. 16-15, 6:31, second quarter. Spencer Bewley joined with us. Spencer, a little bit more of a quicker pace to this second quarter, but haven't seen the shots yet.
Right, I think that's the difference is, towards the end of that first quarter, we saw a lot of the shots falling, especially for Reed Benter and the Cougars, but kind of a little bit colder start here. I don't think that if I was them, I wouldn't be too worried. I would just probably keep trying to get the ball in the hands of Reed Benter as they're doing right now and just let him create some open looks. His shot looks really comfortable right now, so I would just kind of keep relying on your best player.
And now a steal, a drive the opposite way off the glass, Ethan Boville. He has 8 points, and he averages 8 a ball game, so he's already at his average as we just start the second quarter. And it's back to a 1-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs, 17-16, 5:50. At the Centerville logo, trying to force it inside, but it's going to be stolen away this time by Dominique. Driving all the way, gets by the defender, off the glass with the right hand. He has 4 points, 19-16. A little bit of a press on. Now we're going to see a timeout for the Burke Cougars. And we'll step aside and take the timeout with them. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
16. Welcome back to Centerville High School as the Alcester Hudson Cubs lead over the Burke Cougars. As we're into the second quarter, 5:36 remaining before halftime. As the Burke Cougars out of the timeout, will get the inbound, trailing by 3. This one has been a back and forth affair now, as we're just past a couple minutes gone into the second quarter. Cougars have it, the drive, and just off the glass, good for 2 for Nick Nelson. He has 7 points, so 8 points for Reed Benter, 7 points for Nick Nelson for the Burke Cougars. Combined 15 out of the 18 points they have scored so far. And now, speaking of scoring, Beauville has 8 for the Cubs. He had it there for a moment before passing up. Looked like he was going to make his move inside. Bounce pass over to the near side with Carter Clashen. Work inside, but travel called as Dominique was trying to get by his defender. I'll give it right back to the Burke Cougars. As again, Cougars trail by 1, 19-18, 4:52, second quarter. Bounce pass inside, but it's going to be knocked away from Bull. And the Cubs quickly in the front court. Dribble in between the legs. Again, these two teams come from the Great Plains Conference but have not seen each other on the regular season. Inside, kick back out, corner 3, good! Ethan Beauville, his third 3 of the game. He now has 11 points. He has it once again. Bounce pass, jumper, this one falls through for Evan Brown. He has 5 points. And quickly, 6-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs.
Cougars just seem to take care of the basketball right now. They're throwing it all over the place. Lots of just kind of careless passes. Shots like those will help, but I mean you got to start giving your. I mean, I wish we had a stat right now for points off of turnovers. It's got to be a good amount of the points for the Cubs.
3-pointer there from Nick Nelson. Brings back to a one-possession game. Quick 3 the opposite way. This one not going to fall. And now up to Bull, and Bull was going to travel and gives it right back to the Alcester Hudson Cubs. Couple substitution for the Cubs. Again, the Cubs in their blue uniforms. Burke Cougars in the white. Here in this Great Plains Conference clash. 2 games are already wrapped up, including Corsica, Stickney, and Avon winners in games earlier today. 24-21, 3:30 second quarter. Inside. Bounce pass, going to be deflected, stolen away. Up to Benter. Benter off the glass with the left hand. Reed now hits double figures. He has 10 for the ball game. 24-23. Again, for the Cougars, it's basically been 2 guys that have scored. Nobody really else. Off the glass, off balance shot. Evan Brown somehow gets it to go. He's got 7 points. 26-23. Almost lost it and now throwing it away, but a foul going to be called instead that will go against Evan Brown as he tried to get it back from Bryce Bartling, who was about to throw it out of bounds. Fourth team foul. It's the second one on Brown as well. And Brown's going to come out of the basketball game. And checking it back in for the Cougars was Sawyer Teagan.
Another one of those situations where they kind of got bailed out by a foul there. I mean, they just do not seem comfortable trying to break this Cubs press.
And now, as you mentioned, a quick turnover. And quickly throws the body. Count the bucket. Shot is good for Dominique. And he'll head to the free throw line trying to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. Third team foul on the Cougars. And the first one that will go against Quentin Bull.
And they're only down 5 with all these turnovers too. So you got to be, thinking if we can just clean up these offensive possessions that, I mean, we can take this game by the reins easily.
Dominique is able to hit the old-fashioned 3-point play. He's got 7 for the ball game. As Teagan brings it in the front court, double team, and then it looked like he was falling over, but they say a foul called, which is maybe a little bit of a cheeky call. It will go against Jose, picking up his first personal in the 5th team foul. 2:38 remaining in this first half. 6-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs, 29-23 at the corner. Three-pointer, this one off the mark, rebounded by the Cougars. Quickly in the front court as they work it back out to Ethan Boville. Bounce pass now. Holloway back over to Boville. Ethan, the three-pointer. This one will go up, bounce off the supporting strands, considered out of bounds, and we'll see a quick substitution. Brown is back in. Boville will come out. Also, Tato Klenhans will check on. As coming off as well, Dominique for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. So kind of taking off a lot of the points scored so far for the Cubs. Trying to bring that press defense. 29-23, 2:05 second quarter. Inside, they work it. Want to go back out to Nelson. Ball takes a deflection and go out of bounds. It will stay, though, with the Cougars. Trailing by 6. Chance to really take control late in this second quarter. Nelson, deep inbound. They get it to Benter. Benter works it to Sawyer Teagan. Teagan right back to Benter. Benter at the free throw line. Bounce pass back out. Almost lost the dribble. Bender with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Swings over to Nelson, and as Nelson makes his move, he is going to be fouled. 6th team foul. William Holloway picks up the foul as well. But more specifically, gives a fresh shot clock to the Cougars so they get bailed out after it looked like it could have been a shot clock violation and can reset the offense. Now a bad pass. Miscommunication between the Cougars. And in the end, Alcester Hudson able to hold defensively. As I said, maybe kind of build some momentum. Could go the opposite way for the Cougars to build on a 6-point lead here at the moment. It's Brown, jumper for him, off the mark. Rebounded by Bull. In the front court, far baseline. Benter, straightaway three, gets it to go, and he's fouled. Reed Benter hits the rare three-pointer and foul, so could try to finish off the 4-point play here. He has 13 for the ball game. 29-26 with 1:15. And the foul is called on Evan Brown, now picking up his third personal. And checking back in, Owen Boville for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. So the very, very rare 4-point play upcoming. Benter able to get it to go. He now has 14 in the ball game. 29-27, 1:08 before halftime. The Tornado logo far side. Now to Ethan Boville. Get it back to his brother at the corner. Now controlled with Owen. Owen picks it up to Jose. Jose inside the drive off the glass. Jose has 6 points. 31-27. 45 seconds before halftime. Pick-up dribble for Burke. Bounce pass. This is now with Teagan. Teagan eventually get over to the corner. Down inside. Lost basketball. Picked up by the Cubs. And quickly they'll pull back out to reset. It's Tommy Walth who has it. Now with Ethan Boville. It is 1.8 that separates the shot clock from the game clock. So Alcester can almost hold for a last-second shot, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to work as much time as they possibly can. Oh, now they just turned off it. Three-pointer is good right before the buzzer. Dominic Van Egdom hits a big three-pointer, and with that, he hits double figures, 34-27. And it's a 7-point lead as we head to halftime. The Alcester Hudson Cubs lead it over the Burke Cougars, 34-27. We're back with our first half statistics here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Central Farmers Cooperative, Fremar LLC, is an agriculture-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimmatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
Centerville Steakhouse is your top-notch location for the best steaks, burger specials, and more right here in Centerville. Burger specials on Wednesday, Philly and French dip specials on Thursday if available. Friday is prime rib and the best ribs around on Saturday. Open Wednesday and Thursday from 5 to 8:30. Friday and Saturday 5 to 9:30, and Sunday 11 to 1:30. Satisfy your meat cravings at the Centerville Steakhouse.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At halftime right now, it's the Alcester Hudson Cubs that lead it over the Burke Cougars, 34-27, along with our producer Cole Larsch. Color analysis, Spencer Bewley, and also our cameraman, I'm Ethan Nimke. And right now we have ourselves a good game going with basically two different guys for both teams getting it going. Ethan Beauville for the Alcester Hudson Cubs leads the way in scoring-wise with 11 points, followed behind of Dominic Van Egdom, who has 10 points. 7 points for Evan Brown, otherwise 6 points for Jose Tope Lopez for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. Those are the only 4 scorers. But for the Burke Cougars, as I mentioned, 2 guys getting it going for them. Reed Benter has 14 points. Nick Nelson with 10 points. Otherwise, Bryce Bartling with 2 points. And a free throw from Quentin Bolt. And that is the only scoring. So, yes, both teams only have 4 scorers as well. Spencer, an entertaining first half. The question is, what key role players can keep it going into this second half?
Well, it's easy for the Cougars here. As I was talking, in the first half, I think that you get the ball in the hands of Reed Benter or maybe Nick Nelson, and you let those guys go to work. I mean, you don't need to be doing too much. I think that you have 2 really solid players on your team that can come out and single-handedly, change the game, especially with the 2 of them on the floor at the same time. And for the Cubs, I don't really know if necessarily they need to, have a single player come out and really impact the game and keep them in the lead. I think it's more of a team effort thing where you just need to come out and you need to control the game. You need to not play too fast. You've got a lead. There's no reason to try and, push things or force things inside. Just play controlled basketball, play your game, and work as a team together.
34-27. Smells like they have some good sandwiches on hand as well. Haven't had lunch yet. Might have to get that going a little bit later on, as again, this is game number 3 here of this Great Plains Conference Classic, as other games have gone finals and others that are coming up. Now, our 2 earlier games have resulted in kind of blowouts, if you will. Avon beat Andy Central Dakota Christian 50-19. And then in game number 2, Corsica Stickney beat Gayville Vollen 65-42. Other games coming up, including hometown favorites. Centerville will be taking on Scotland coming up just after this one. Marty and Colombe at 6 o'clock. And then at 7:30 this evening, the championship game, if you will, the Great Plains Conference Classic. Trip Delmont Armor takes on Freeman Academy Marion. That is all on the way yet for today and for this evening. Should be an exciting rest of the way for basketball as both teams out there. So looking back at this first half, I always like to ask Cole Larsch the ESPN predictability of who's going to win this ball game. Looking at it, Spencer, who do you favor going into this second half? Can Burke make the comeback, or do you still like Alcester to kind of dominate and see if they can't finish it off for the Cubs?
That's a tough question, especially to be put on the spot with. But I think it depends if the Cougars can settle in. In the first half, it did not look like they were comfortable breaking the press of the Cubs by any means. The offense outside of, your 2 players of Reed Benter and Nick Nelson did not look comfortable or accelerating by any means. So I'm going to have to go with the Cubs. I think that they come out, and if they keep the pressure on the Cougars, they keep playing the full court press, then I think that they make the Cougars uncomfortable. They don't let them get into a rhythm, and I think the Cubs can put it away if they can make shots. So final answer, Cubs.
All right. Spencer Bewley likes the Cubs. See if they can't finish this one off. 34-27. So we head into the third quarter. Both teams will come back out with the original starting 5. Evan Brown, William Holloway, Ethan Beauville, along with
Jose Tope Lopez and Dominic Van Egdom for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. For the Burke Cougars, Reed Benter, Sawyer Teagan, Nick Nelson, Bryce Bartling, and Jaden Swan out there for the Cougars as we are set and ready to go for the second half. Final game for me today before I wrap up. And 3 games on duty. Be finished for the evening. Cole Larson and Spencer Bewley will take over and take care of the rest of the way. Underway. Here we go for the third quarter. The Alcester Hudson Cubs will begin with the basketball. Moving from right to left, again, the Cubs in the blue uniforms, the Burke Cougars, and they're all white. It's work baseline. Kick it inside to the elbow. Jumper for Jose is off the mark and rebounded by Swan. Benter into the front court. So work it to Teagan along the wing. Back to the top. Controlled this time with Nick Nelson. Now to Benter, pump fakes. This will be a very deep 3. Now he will take it and gets it. Wow. Reed Benter from deep range, able to sink the 3. 34-30. 17 points for him already.
That's exactly what I mean when I talk about just letting your star players work. Let him, just post up and take the shots he feels comfortable taking. Let his confidence build.
And now we're going to see a very late whistle come over. And it will be 3 free throws upcoming. As the foul is against Dawson York, picking up his second personal. He went into Ethan Boville on the 3, but they waited until Ethan missed the three-pointer to actually call the foul instead of just calling it during the process. Nonetheless, 3 free throws upcoming. First one is up, and this one is good for Ethan Boville, the leading scorer for the Alcester Hudson Cubs, who has 12 points here in the ball game. 35-30. Second free throw. This one is good. One more free throw upcoming for Ethan Boville. Third, good. So on the 3-point free throw play, if you will, gets it done. 37-30. 6:50, third quarter. Trying to drive inside, and a foul called as Nick Nelson gets knocked to the ground, and he'll be shooting free throws. The foul is called this time on Dominique, picking up his first personal, the first team foul. And again, Nelson will be at the free throw line to shoot 2. 37-30. Seeing some quick whistles already to start off this second half. First free throw is off the mark. Get another opportunity with the Alcester Hudson Cubs still leading it by 7 points. Second free throw, this one is up and good for Nick Nelson. He has 11 points in the ball game. Again, he averages just over 10. So above his average for this afternoon. Pump fake inside for the Cubs by Holloway. Wants to go down underneath. Loose basketball. It's going to go out of bounds, and they say it belongs to the Burke Cougars. Cubs continue to maintain a marginal distance away from the Cougars, but the Cougars are looking to strike at any moment. Get the inbound. Nelson gets by his defender. Still Nelson picks up the dribble. Now kick it inside to Teagan. Teagan picks up his dribble, looking for somebody. Gets it to Benter. Benter holds it above his head. Now inside, no, stolen away. Quickly the opposite way. Dominique fakes one way, drives, misses his shot. It's going to be rebounded by Swan. Now Benter the drive, pick up the dribble. Back to Nelson. Back to Teagan. Teagan at the block. Picks up his dribble again. Able to get out of it. Nelson hands off to Benter. Benter down inside. Trying to get by. Nothing working. Back out to Benter with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Benter is going to have a foul called against him. And the foul is called on Ethan Beauville, picking up his first personal and the second team foul. So reset the shot clock as well with 5:39 remaining in this third quarter. Still a 6-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs, 37-31. Pass over to Benter, but he just simply loses it out of bounds himself. He is, though, reaching down for his wrist or fingers, almost as though he jammed one there, trying to catch the basketball.
This is one of the toughest injuries to have in mid-game like that. Oh, that hurts. I feel for the guy.
Inside to Jose. Jose trying to go for the shot, but it's going to be blocked away by Swan. Benter wasn't ready for the pass. All of a sudden, it was at him and collects and lays off the glass. Good for two. Reed Benter now 19 points. Quickly the opposite way. Jose answers right back. Jose Topte Lopez with 8 points. And then another quick turnover for the Burke Cougars. Dominique drives, tries to get down to Jose. Lost basketball. It's going to go off the foot of Dominique, and it will... Oh, bad call there.
That was definitely a missed call.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
No, they're not going to correct it. I thought they were going to. Yep. Wrong call for sure.
That was a great play by Bryce Bartling there to give his team what should have been the possession.
Yep. And it passed. They took a deflection on its way in, but Cougars end up turning it right back over, and they give it right back to the Cougars. All right. I guess everything works out in the end.
Ball never lies, they say.
Nelson will shoot the three. This one is off the mark. Trying to chase down the loose basketball. Dominique goes flying. The Cougars have it. They get over to Benter, wide open for the three. Shoots it, misses somehow. And it's going to be a rebound and a rebounding foul that will go against Swan. He can't believe it. And Swan will pick up his second personal.
Hardest shot to make in basketball, the wide open three.
That's right. 39-33, 4:22, third quarter.
And that was not sarcasm. I believe it.
No, you just get all the time in the world and
too much time to think about it. You
especially
don't go muscle memory. You start overdoing things, and
especially if you're a shooter.
Absolutely.
Jose is fouled as he was trying to get some space, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot two. As the foul called against Reed Benter, picking up his first personal and the third team foul. But Jose, with 8 points the ball game, if he can hit both, will hit double figures, but misses the first one. Still the Cubs maintaining this 6-point lead. Second free throw for Jose is up and misses them both, unfortunately. And then a rebounding foul that is called against Evan Brown as he picks up his fourth personal and the third team foul. So Brown is in trouble of fouling out of the basketball game. And they'll have to bring him out. And Owen Beauville will check on in.
Cubs going to have to be smart here and not get themselves into foul trouble. That really it's easy way to shoot yourself in the foot when you have a lead like this. So
ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Burke Cougar basketball. As the Cougars work it over to the near corner. Nelson trying to drive his way to the block. Kicks back out to Swan. Reset the drive and a reach-in foul called against the Cubs. As making the move there was Bryce Bartling. And the foul now called against Jose, picking up his second personal, a fourth team foul. 39-33. Cougars still trailing by 6. So we see a little bit of offense has gone cold as of late here in the ball game for both teams. As a careless inbound somehow finds the hands of Bartling for the Cougars. Nelson hands it back to Bartling. Now they get it to Benter. Benter at the free throw line. Jumper good. Reed Benter now 21 in the ball game for him. 39-35 as the Cougars close the gap a little bit more.
Dangerous shot for a defense to let Reed Binter shoot that little free throw line jumper. He seems to, on those drives, he's not going to the hoop a lot of the times. He's got his eyes just locked in on that elbow jumper every time.
And now foul from behind as Bartling will go into the back of William Holloway. Third team foul. That'll be the first personal against Bryce Bartling of the ball game. 3:09, third quarter. Again, Alcester. Hudson still has a slight edge, but now we're going to see a timeout. We'll step aside and take the timeout with them. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, WE. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
$39-35, 3:09, third quarter. As the Alcester Hudson Cubs have led throughout this entire third quarter. The Cougars have gotten it close a couple different times. But again, Alcester Hudson just trying to keep it in their favor. Now the timeout. Look for the right inbound as they get it to Ethan Boville. Picks up his dribble. Kick it back out. The Cubs will go as now driving it is Glenn Hans. He'll put up the jumper. This one off the mark. Rebounded, though, by the Cougars. Cougars can draw back down to a one-possession lead. They have it with Nelson on the far side. Nelson puts up the off-balance shot. Can't get the go, but he's fouled. And will shoot 2 free throws as the foul is against Tommy Walth. It's the second one against Walth in the fourth team foul.
Seems like the Cougars right now have about half the equation. They're shooting the ball well, but they can't seem to go on that run that's going to be required to, dig themselves out of this hole. They need a little run, maybe, just as simple as 5 or 6 points, but they've got to pair good shots with good defense, and right now they only have good shots.
39-36. Second free throw. This one's up, and this one is good as well, as Nelson is able to get them both. And it's back down to a one-possession game, just 2-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. We expect these games to get closer and be better throughout the Classic. That's exactly what we have gotten in this 7-8 matchup. At the elbow, kick over to the near side. Now the drive inside to Jose. Jose is going to be fouled as he tried to force it up with his shot. 2 free throws upcoming. And the foul called against Bryce Bartling, picking up his second personal. Again, Jose will be shooting 2 free throws. So last time up, he missed both of them. 2:20, third quarter. First free throw, this one is good for Jose. He has 9 points.
One thing Jose does a really nice job of is attacking the rim strong. He's almost always going to get that foul called when he's attacking it strong and not, being timid or soft or fading away. He's going straight through contact to the rim, and that's why he's getting these free throws.
Misses, though, the second one. Offensive rebound, putback is good by Ethan Boville, who now has 16 points for the Cubs. And the Cubs quickly go back up by 5 now, 42-37. 2:05, third quarter. And as Spencer, you mentioned, just can't put this run together if you're the Cougars to take a lead back. Ethan Bartling there. Now they get it to Benter. Benter almost falls over and back out to Bartling as he was cutting inside. Turnover. We'll see if the Cubs can't maximize on this turnover here and get some more points.
Just another example there. You just got to start taking better care of the basketball, because definitely, regardless of the defense you're playing, you can't go on any type of run if you're, every 2 possessions you're turning it over.
The drive missed. Jose, though, the offensive rebound, gets it to go. He hits double figures in scoring. The third different Cub to hit that mark. 44-37, and back up to a 7-point lead all of a sudden. Nelson high off the glass, but it's going to be an offensive rebound, and Quinn Bull, the putback, he has 3 points. 44-39, 1-13, third quarter. Dribbling between the legs. It's a pass over to the far side. Work it back to the near. Inside to Jose. Jose lost it for a moment. They kick back out as they reset. A drive. Lost. Bartling quickly the opposite way. He leaves his shot short, and it's rebound by Beauville. Quickly up to Klein Hans, and he will put it off the glass. Good for 2. And then Mateo Kleinhaus is fouled. An old-fashioned three-point play upcoming.
It's one of those fast break plays where you got to either commit to the foul or play good defense and risk giving up the 2 points. But you can't kind of walk that middle ground, especially in this situation where you're nearing the fourth quarter and the lead's starting to get spread out a little bit. You can't do the foul and give up the and one. It's got to be one or the other. Commit the foul with an intensity, or just stand straight up and down, make them earn the shot.
Free throw is good for Mateo. He has 3 points. 47-39, now up to an 8-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs as they try to put away the Burke Cougars. The Cougars with Benter really need a bucket from Ethan right now. From Reed. Reed trying to make his move, and Holloway was all over him. And a foul called against Holloway, picking up now the 6th team foul and the 3rd personal on William Holloway. That will also shut off the shot clock. 30 seconds remain until fourth quarter.
Cubs are starting to get smart on defense here. They're switching on screens instead of trying to stay man on Reed, and it's making him have to work a lot harder for open looks.
Swan, get over to Bartling. They want to get it back to Benter, as you mentioned, but Bartling will shoot the 3. Gets it. Huge 3 from Bryce Bartling. He has now 5 points here in the ball game. 47-42. Last second shot will belong to the Cubs. As they kick it back out. Get it over to the near wing. 3-pointer there. This one off the mark. Holloway trying to get it back, and by the time he gets it, no foul shot available. 47-42. 5-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs as we head to the fourth quarter. That comes up in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
Central Farmers Cooperative, Fremar LLC, is an agriculture-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota, for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV. 47-42 as we head to the fourth quarter here at Centerville High School. And what has been a great third game for us in the Great Plains Conference Classic between the Alcester Hudson Cubs and the Burke Cougars, as it's Ethan Benter and the Cougars who begin with the basketball to start this fourth quarter. As Bartling tries to drive in, it's going to be a reach and foul that will go against Jose. And with that as well, it's now the 7th foul, so it's a bonus the entire fourth quarter for the Burke Cougars. Jose picks up his 3rd personal, and it will be Bryce Bartling who will be shooting a 1-and-1 here. So the first free throw is up on the 1-and-1. It's off the mark, but no one boxed out Swan. He misses. Nelson, though, the putback. And Nelson has 15 points in the ball game. And it's down to just a one-possession lead once again for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. 47-44. Ethan Beauville inside to Dominique. He puts up the runner, misses, and then guys run into each other. Maybe Dominique and Jose Moore ran into each other instead of an opponent there. A foul called. And they will say that it will go against Jaden Swan, picking up his third personal. 7:24, fourth quarter. And we'll see 2 free throws from Dominique, who has 10 points in the ball game. Excuse me, on the 1-and-1. Free throw is good. I was right. We'll get 2 free throws. 48-44. That puts it also back up to a 2-possession lead, which doesn't mean anything right now at the moment. But the Cubs have held on to this lead this entire second half. Second free throw. This one is good as well. For Dominique, he has 12 points here in the ball game. Second leading scorer now for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. 49-44. It's controlled with Reed Benter. They want to go back to the near side. They're going to hand it off now to Benter instead. Reed tries to make his move. Reed inside the perimeter, jumper off the mark, but it's going to be an offensive rebound. Back out to Nelson. Nelson waving around, guys, trying to call instructions. Hand it off to Teagan. Want to go back down to Swan, but it's going to be stolen away. And now battle and bodies on top of each other as Swan can't believe it, but a right call there by the official. As yes, going for the basketball, but he can't make body contact in that motion. And Swan will pick up his 4th personal. And again, we'll see bonus free throws upcoming as Dominique will head to the free throw line. He has 12 points here in the ball game. And again, with a 5-point lead, we see bonus for both teams. Can start to build on this for the Alcester Hudson Cubs.
Right, you got to think that the Cougars are going to start getting more and more aggressive, and that's going to probably lead to the Cubs getting to the free throw line even more. So at this stage in the game, every single one of these free throws is so important.
Dominique is able to hit the first one. 6-point lead. Second free throw as he toes the line. Up, and this one is good as well. Oh, excuse me. 14 points for Dominique. Just looking down my scoreboard there. He hit both free throws. Trusted Cole there for a moment. Cole hates me anyways. 51-44. Here in the fourth quarter. Again, seeing some scores across the bottom of the score. Right there. Right below 51-46. And it looks like we're going to get a technical one way. So a made shot for the Burke Cougars. And then a technical assessed to Nick Nelson. So Beauville will be shooting 2 free throws, and Alcester will get the ball back. Free throw for Beauville. The first one is off the mark.
Is that 2 techs today?
Yes, 2 technicals now today.
3 yesterday?
3 yesterday. Free throw number 2 is off the mark, so misses them both. By the way, Nick Nelson has 17 points in the ball game. He averages 10, and now we're going to get a timeout called. We'll step aside. We'll take the timeout with them. 51-46, 6:35 fourth quarter. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
51-46, 6:35 fourth quarter. 5-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. Again, the Cubs have never given up the lead here in this second half with a 5-point lead, and after A technical was called against the Burke Cougars and Nick Nelson. 2 missed free throws, but the Alcester Hudson Cubs get it back. So we'll see if they can't take advantage of it after the timeout now. Boville's the one who's shooting, and now we're going to get a foul called away from the ball. And this foul called against Jose. Jose picks up his 4th personal, 8th team foul, and he'll have to come out of the ball game. 51-46, 6:18 4th quarter. Spencer, this is a good time for Burke to get on a run here.
It is, and they're just going to have to keep breaking this press and keep, playing their game of basketball and not trying to speed it up or anything like that. There's plenty of time left, 6 minutes, more than 6 minutes. Just got to relax, settle in, and play your game and trust it.
A missed 3 there. This is now Ethan Boville who will shoot the 3, gets it. A huge missed 3 on one end and a big 3 on the opposite side. Ethan Boville now 19 points here in the ball game. Quick turnover, and then we're going to get a timeout called from Alcester Hudson. 54-46. Timeout called. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
At Centerville High School, 54-46, 5:46. 4th quarter, 8-point lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs as they got a quick turnover as well. I should say that Burke Cougars turned it over very quickly for their last possession. So Cubs
This is what matters. This is
something. Can they spread this lead to double digits and put it away? Ethan Boville has it. And Spencer, you got to start thinking about time as well. Start to work some of this clock if you're the Alcester Hudson Cubs.
Absolutely. If I'm head coach, I'm telling them, hold this ball. If you're going to take the shot, it better be wide open, and you better have all the confidence in the world that you're going to make it.
Boville will shoot the 3, and how about that confidence? Hits another 3, Ethan Boville. Now 5 threes in the basketball game. It's the 11-point lead, 57-46, 5:05, 4th quarter, and now a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow favors the Burke Cougars, and they needed that. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong way. Possession arrow favors Alcester Hudson, so nice job by the Cubs to get the basketball back, and as we mentioned, just work more and more of this clock with 5:04 remaining here in the ball game.
And that last 3 from Boville is probably one where he's letting it fly, and coach is getting ready to speak his mind to him about his shot choice, but has to bite his tongue after hitting it nothing but net.
And now we get a whistle call. I don't think the shot clock maybe necessarily started right away. 4:57. Got to reset everything. A couple more seconds need to come off the clock here.
Clock has.
Oh, well,
I guess they're granting him an extra 2 seconds.
Close enough, right?
Guess we'll have to find out.
Time's all relative. Depends on how you look at it.
What is this, Interstellar?
Brown at the Tornado logo. Bounce pass as they work it over Dominique. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Alcester Hudson doing exactly what they need to do. Just work this clock. Evan will shoot the 3-pointer off the side of the backboard. Gets it back. Ball is forced back inside. Goes out of bounds with 2 seconds. It's become a catch-and-shoot opportunity for the Cougars as Holloway will come back in. And it will be Tommy Walth who will come out of the ball game for the Cubs. Quickly look to Holloway on the draw it up exactly. Misses, and then a pushing that will go against Dominique for the Alcester Hudson Cubs.
Pretty good play design there. It kind of brought me back to the old Tim Duncan play with the San Antonio Spurs, where every time that clock was low and they needed the one little possession to tie it or send it to overtime or something along those lines, you get Tim Duncan cutting to the rim, you throw him the alley-oop, and he just kind of taps it in with the one hand. I know that play worked a long time for the Spurs.
Missed free throw on the 1-and-1, trying to get it back and lost the basketball there was Swan, and the Cubs come away with it, up by 11, 57-46. Certainly not over, but Jose puts up his shot, blocked away. Cubs need to slow things down. It's going to be a double dribble by Jose. He can't believe it. They'll give it right back to the Burke Cougars.
Impressive eyes from the ref there to see a double dribble amid all that chaos.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything there either.
We had a
substitution that didn't quite get made complete there.
Yep.
There we go. Deegan comes out. And Dawson York is back into the ball game. 57-46, 5:04 fourth quarter. Cougars need to inbound it, finally get it in to Benter. .357. Floater, blocked away though. Pick back up, shot up, and this one, York will head to the free throw line. Starting to see some more whistles late into this basketball game. Both teams have 9 team fouls. That foul is called against William Holloway, picking up now his 4th personal. First free throw for York is off the mark. Dawson York has yet to score in the ball game. Jose comes back in as well as Holloway will come out. 57-46, 3:51 fourth quarter. Second free throw. This one is up, and this one's off the mark as well for York. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds. They say last touched by the Cubs. So it will be Cougar basketball. Cougars need to get going on a run if they want to have any opportunity.
Time ticking down here. You're exactly right. They've got to, there's enough time where you can settle in on offense, but you can't be running out the shot clock. You just got to kind of find that balance and take the looks if you think you have them.
Nelson put up the 3. This one is off the mark. Ball being tipped around. And finally, Jose comes away with it. And then a reach-in foul. Good call there by the officials. Double bonus, so 2 free throws.
They're lucky that foul was called on Nick Nelson and not Jaden Swan, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that would have been his 5th.
No, Swan's got 2.
Swan's got 2? Oh, I thought you said Swan had 4. Does someone have 4?
Right? No, I think it's wrong on the scoreboard there. Yes.
Swan does have 4.
Yeah, he has 4. I'm sorry, I looked the wrong one. Yes. Yes.
I was about to say, I didn't think I dreamt that.
57-46. Jose missed the first one. Second free throw from Jose. This one is up and good. A 12-point lead, the biggest lead for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. Bartley, the quick three-pointer. This one off the mark. Rebounded by Ethan Boville. And Swan probably got lucky with a no call there. Jumper in the lane. Good from Reed Benter. He has 23 points now. 58-48, 3:10, fourth quarter. 10-point game here for the Cubs. Have it in the coffin corner. Get it out, though. Boville. As again, the Cubs can just work this clock as much as they possibly can. Want to force it into Jose. It almost goes out of bounds and finally does. They say last touch by the Cougars. 13 seconds on the shot clock as it will stay with the Alcester Hudson Cubs. Shot clock to not reset because of change of possession, which works in the favor of the Burke Cougars.
I don't think you need desperation threes here if you're the Cougars just quite yet. I think that I would rely on aggressive defense before I start relying on desperation three-pointers.
And now a rebounding foul. As that time, Bryce Bartling goes over the back. So that will be the third one. On Bartling there. And it will be 2 free throws for Jose as he misses the first one. Again, Jose Tope Lopez has 12 points in the ball game. 58-48, 2:50, fourth quarter. Second free throw. This one is up and good. Yeah, cool as you're right. As we kind of get ready for the next game, supposed to start at 4:30. Not going to happen. Next game coming up is Centerville versus Scotland. Coming up, of course, the hometown team, Centerville, taking on the Highlanders of Scotland. Martling back out to Benter. Nick Nelson, 15 seconds on the shot clock. This possession is taking a while for the Burke Cougars. And now Benter is into a double team, throws it off the body, and will go out of bounds of Evan Brown.
They're trying to work it for Nick Nelson or for Reed Benter, but they're definitely playing those two aggressive.
Benter, and now we're going to get a charge away from it. And a foul called on Swan, and he will foul out of the ball game. Jaden Swan will foul out of the ball game. Doesn't score here this evening as he averages 5 points a ball game, but again does not score for today. 59-48, 2:17, fourth quarter. Alcester hasn't won it yet, but now we're going to see a timeout. We'll see if they can't finish it off. Coming up here in just a moment, we're back in just a minute on Live Ticket TV.
Beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
59-48 as we're back underway. The Alcester Hudson Cubs with an 11-point lead, just trying to ice this one out and get the victory over the Burke Cougars. As it's working the clock as much as they can. We dip under 2 minutes, 13 seconds on the shot clock. For the Cubs, it's a drive, and it's going to be a foul called. And 2 free throws upcoming. As heading to the free throw line will be Mateo Kleinhaus, who will be shooting 2 free throws. And if he can hit even one of these, I would say that's going to be ball game right there.
I would agree with you on that statement. Now it is desperation 3 time.
Free throw up. First one is good. Mateo now has 4 points here in the ball game. So it looks like Alcester Hudson's going to move to 7-13 to finish off their season. Burke will drop to 5-14 overall. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beauville, and no, they're going to get a correction.
I was going to say, I definitely thought that was in fact off of the Cougars.
And they indicated first that it was off of Alcester Hudson, but they corrected and now give it back to Alcester Hudson. If Alcester Hudson can inbound it, try to work another 35 seconds off this clock. They want to go deep, but it's right to Benter as he gets a steal. And then just the grab foul call. Didn't really matter. We're going to still see 2 free throws. Calling it intentional. So Tommy Walth not only gives up the intentional here, so what that means is 2 free throws, and then Burke's going to get it back. So again, just let him go.
Right. I would definitely either let him go or you got to make the foul seem more real. There's just no reason to there's really no reason to foul in the first place, just because you're up by 12. What's the difference? You know, you go up by 10, you get the ball back, you run out the shot clock. It's just a pretty unnecessary foul there.
And what they're indicating as well, Tommy can't hug there. That's what he did, was he went and kind of hugged the body of Reed Benter.
And that'll be called for intentional foul every time.
Yep.
It's that hug. You can get a reach in there and get away with it, but you can't wrap around like that. That'll be called every time intentional.
So Benter now 24 points as he goes 1 of 2. And again, the Cougars get it back, trailing though by 11. Benter will put up the quick 3, gets it. Reed Benter, a huge 3. He now has 27 in the ball game. 60-52. And the Cougars will call a timeout. We'll back in just a moment here on a live ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimmatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
Back in action here as we had an inbound for the Alcester Hudson Cubs, and then an inadvertent buzzer goes off at the scores table. And, of course, the full press is on right now by the Burke Cougars. And this is going to be upsetting for Alcester Hudson fans because, again, able to get it inbounds. All of a sudden, they have that buzzer that goes off, and they have to reset everything and basically redo it again.
I think if it's me reffing, I go ahead and go to street ball rules, let them do the old check pass, and
there you go. Just say here's the basketball.
Alcester gets the ball.
So they get it in once again in the backcourt, and then a whistle finally called for a foul. So double bonus will be 2 free throws upcoming for Dominic Van Egdom, who has 14 points in the ball game. Yeah, I'm not for sure. I didn't keep exact foul tally, but you would be right. There's been quite a bit of fouls. It's gone both ways, though. By the way, foul out there was Bryce Bartlett. He finishes with 5 points in the ball game. Dominic misses the first. We'll get a second opportunity. 60-52 with 1:37 remaining here in the ball game. Second free throw is up, and Dominic misses them both. And it's going to be a travel as going down to his knee there is Dawson York. And we'll give it right back to the Alcester Hudson Cubs.
I think what Cole's trying to tell us here is that the pivot foot stayed the same even though he fell on it. The foot was still on the ground. So,
and now a big shove there. And that gets everyone's attention as we'll see if this one, what's it going to be called here? Because that was, full-on hands out there by Bartling for the Burke Cougars. And now a call intentional here. So 2 free throws, and Alcester's going to get it back. And again, that was just completely 2 hands all the way extended shove. And now, what are we adding to it? As this is taking even more time. Now we're going to get a technical called. So we have, 4 free throws upcoming now?
Yep, 4 free throws and possession.
Can we do
free throws in possession.
Can we do a double possession? So we have an intentional foul, which gives 2 free throws, and ball back, and then a technical is assessed as well. So, yeah, as you mentioned, 4 free throws upcoming. So Dominic Van Egdom hits the first one. He has 15 points. We'll see if he shoots all 4 here. Second free throw is up, and this one is good. So that's for the intentional fouls. Now you can, see, they're saying you can switch shooter if you want. I say, nope, go for it. Dominique will continue to shoot. Now we saw a technical earlier. We saw Ethan Beauville shoot. I mean, he missed actually both of them. So now technical free throws. This one is good. Dominique, 3 of 3, 17 points. And if this game wasn't already over with, it certainly is now. 63-52, 92 seconds remaining. Free throw, this one is missed. Goes 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. And again, possession. We'll give it to the Alcester Hudson Cubs. Technicals, intentional fouls late. Supposed to have our next game start right now. Yeah, 3 technicals here in this game. And 2 intentional fouls. And a travel is called. Missed the travel there. It looked like Mateo was just getting by Benter there. I didn't see him take a third step there. Well, like I said, this one just lingers on at this point. Scotland and Centerville supposed to tip off right now. That is certainly not going to happen. That will come up about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game, whenever this happens. Not quite for sure. We might be here for that 20 minutes. Benter on the drive. Reverse layup is good. He now has 29 points in the ball game. Reed Benter does. In the backcourt. Break the press. Alcester Hudson Cubs do. Then they give it right back. Speaking of Reed Benter, has it again. The drive puts up the off-balance shot, and foul is called. And it will be 2 free throws upcoming with 49 seconds remaining here in the ball game. 63-54. Make things a little bit interesting down the stretch here.
I'm going to start to wonder if those 4 free throws just might have an impact, you know. You never know the way Reed Benter can shoot the 3 ball.
First free throw is good for Reed. Now we'll give him 30 here in the ball game. So we knew he was going to have a big game. But 30 points, going to put him up for Player of the Week award. Comes to media across the state of South Dakota. Benter will toe the line. Second free throw, this one is good. He has now 31 points here in the ball game. Trying to get the ball in, get it to Ethan. No, they say no, push. Push on Benter. He can't believe it. Just his second personal foul. But we'll see more free throws the opposite way now. And it will be Ethan Beauville to shoot the free throws.
I wish we had instant replay. I'm not sure if I'm 100% in agreement with that call. It kind of looked like, I mean, there definitely was some contact with the bodies, but I'm not sure I saw a real push there. But I'm also not wearing stripes, so.
Ethan Beauville with 23 points now here in the ball game for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. Give him 24 as he's able to hit them both. 65-56. Benter, the quick three-pointer, good.
And that's what I mean. Start to wonder.
Reed Benter now 34 points here in the ball game. In the front court, knocked down. It will be free throws upcoming for Tommy Wolf for the Cubs. But still 32.6. 7-point lead right now. So we'll see another 2 free throws. Start to see a little bit more of the second-team guys out there as well.
Start to wonder if those 3 points that got, put up there from those free throws, or you think about if this game was 59-62, the difference it would be right now. Those were crucial points.
And Tommy misses them both, but it's an offensive rebound back up. Dominique Van Egdom now has 19 points in the ball game. 67-59, missed three-pointer, ball is loose, and it's going to go out of bounds. They will stay with the Burke Cougars. A lot of scoring here in this one. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys that have hit double figures so far this evening. That's combined between the two teams. 67-59. Benter. Bounce pass over to Nelson. Nelson is going to travel before he puts up the shot, and it will be Cub basketball. And we'll see if they don't just let Alcester Hudson inbound and run out the clock here, as it is an 8-point lead. Nope, they're going to press. They're going to try their best as it's in the coffin corner. Ethan Beauville tries to get out of it. Another whistle called, and we'll see more free throws upcoming. Again, if you're looking for the Centerville-Scotland game, we will get to that coming up here in just a little bit. That is the next game on tap for us. 67-59, 18 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Ethan Beauville, free throw is up, and this one's off the mark. Dig back in. Second free throw. This one up, and this one is good. So Ethan Beauville, 25 points here in the ball game. Benter, the quick three-pointer. This one short, but Nelson gets it back. Right up he goes with it. He now has 19 here in the ball game. And Alcester Hudson in the front court is going to have a last-second whistle here. And we'll see free throws with .4 to finish off the ball game. Dominique Van Egdom will just get close, see if he can't hit 20 points here. 68-61. And again, we just have 2 free throws to shoot. Now we ball game. Again, see a little bit of faces on fans going, oh my goodness, what's going on here?
Primarily the fans of the next game. Wondering, holy cow, if we keep letting this one go on, when's game 6 going to tip off?
Dominic Van Egdom is able to get 20 points here on the evening. 69-61. Second free throw. This one is off the mark, and with .4, it has no meaning after that, as the Alcester Hudson Cubs get the win over the Burke Cougars. Again, 69-61 is your final for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. 25 points for Ethan Beauville. We're going to finish with 13 points for Jose Tope Lopez, and Dominic Van Egdom will finish with 20 points on the evening for the Alcester Hudson Cubs. On the opposite side, Reed Benter for the Burke Cougars finishes with 34 points, and Nick Nelson finishes with 19 points. Those are your 5 players that hit double figures. Well, coming up in our next game, it will be Centerville versus Scotland. Spencer Bewley and Cole Larsh will have all the action. We're going to cut away, and we'll get you set for that next game coming up here in just a little bit on Live Ticket TV.